All right, so one of the biggest misconceptions about navigating the salary question for product managers, both aspiring and experienced product managers, is they always come and they ask me this question, which is like, Rich, how much money do you think I can get? And they always ask me in terms of like, I've been working X amount of years, or I have X amount of experience, or I have an MBA, or I have a certification. Like, how much money do you think I can get? And the way that I always approach it is, well, what's the number that you feel you deserve? What's the number that you feel like you want? Because most places that product managers live in are not cheap places to go ahead and live in. So what is the number that you want to go ahead and bag, right? And people are always asking me like, Rich, like, really? And I'm like, take a look at the people that are making more money than you. Are they working harder? Are they smarter? Do they know the product better? I mean, it's not true. I mean, if anything, when I take a look at like people, they call me sometimes and they're like, Rich, you're so right about what it is they say. It's like 100%. I know I am, because I have some people, they're so obsessed in this, getting this job is like driving them so freaking insane that they stalk who the company ends up hiring as a product manager when they get rejected. And the craziest thing is they're like, how did that person with less experience than me get a job at that company? Or how did that person get a job at this company without having this particular domain experience? Or how did this person get this salary rate even though they don't have an MBA or a technical background? The truth of the matter is, the key to solving all of your problems is always volume. And I'll tell you why. Product managers make this pivotal mistake of thinking that you ask me a question, I give you an answer, and I give you a reference to a story or an example from my past working experience, and based upon that, there's a score and I'm entitled to a job. No. Hate me all you want, but you know what? That's not going to help make you more money, and I want to put more money in your pocket. So let me help you. Help me help you. The thing that's going to make you more money is how confident you are when you show up to that interview. And this is why product managers that go to these interviews with all this experience, even the ones that have experience, they're losing out on those jobs too. I mean, when they're posting up for an e-commerce product manager job, I mean, this is America. You think there's no e-commerce PMs in this country? What, they went extinct? Can't find them? Like, no, they're out there. They applying. They interviewing. They getting their ass kicked on the job interview too. You want to know why? Because desperation is never referable. When you're coming off nervous, you will lose out on that job. And this is what happens when you don't have 10 to 15 interviews lined up. You're going to get massacred by people coming out of this program. This is the problem. Because when you're showing up there, plus, if you don't have AI skills, you're also going to get massacred by people that are coming out of this program. Why? When you're going on to an interview, and I've talked to so many product managers that have been laid off, they're like, I have this experience. They're still getting rocked out there. You want to know why? Because they've been applying to 2 to 3 jobs a day. That means they get 2 to 3 interviews a month. And that's it. They have no backup. They have no recourse. There's no like safety offer anywhere. They have no options. So they've done this job for 4 years, and it starts hitting them when they go on the interview. They're like, friends and family, especially during the holidays, ask them like, hey, you got that e-commerce product manager role, or like, hey, you got that mobile product manager interview. Oh, I'm going to be good. You know what ends up happening? When they go in, there is sets. You know what it sets in? Their fears and their insecurities. And it's basically their own false imposter syndrome, because they've already done the job. It starts setting in because they're like, if I F this up, I ain't got no backup. And my job hunt has not been going well. And I have nothing to fall back on. So you're coming at it with so much desperation that when you actually get on the interview, best case, I mean, these are the following scenarios. You either get rejected, you either get friend zoned, or you get lowballed. Neither of these are what you want. I think you want to get the job in the shortest amount of time for the most amount of money. Was what I'm trying to help you do. I'm trying to help you win, right? When you're showing up there nervous, because you have nothing else going on, that interprets to the hiring manager, you ain't got no options. You ain't got no options because you most likely aren't very good at what you do. But I am good at what you do, but you coming off really weird. And you know what? I'm stressed out AF already on this job. And there's nothing about your demeanor that is making me want to run and tell my recruiter to hop on DocuSign and fire off an offer letter to you. Something feels off. And that impacts your offer situation, which is, okay, so there's just weird about that person. I don't know. I don't want to keep talking to that person. Rejected. I mean, they could do the job, but I don't know. Something. It's like, yo, presentation is very important. I mean, you're talking to a minority right now. In New York City, you can get authentic Chinese food or you can get an elevated experience. Serving up the same stuff my mom would have made in our kitchen growing up, but you put it on a better plate, it's all of a sudden seems a little bit more palatable. You want to know why? Because this is a presentation game. This is a client-facing role. The aesthetics matter, optics matter, impressions matter, right? So when you're coming off looking like shit and because you're feeling like shit, they're just like, okay, this person can do the job, but let's just go ahead and wait on this person, put them on the back burner. And this is the biggest problem that a lot of product managers are having right now, and which is why people that are coming out of my program are massacring people with so much more experience, because they don't get a rejection letter, but at the same time, they don't have an email with an offer letter on it. It's like, well, am I rejected? No. But I just did the final round. Yeah. Are there any other rounds? No. So when can I expect to hear back? I don't know. That's also not a situation that you want to be in, right? And then third best scenario is that you just end up getting lowballed. You end up getting lowballed at some company. You want to know why you end up getting lowballed at some company? Because they see your nervousness as like, I know this person right here. They ain't got no other options, but they could probably do the job. And because they have no other options, we are going to exploit this person financially. We are going to completely take advantage and take this person apart. So we're just going to give them a really shit offer. I mean, what are they going to do? Counter it? What did they got? Well, I used to make, but what you used to make is not what you make right now. And that 2021 mark is not what we're in right now. Right? I don't want that to happen to you. Okay? So you want this job. Okay? You want this job. You want it the shortest amount of time. You want it for the most amount of money, but you're doing the opposite thing. What you're doing right now is you are putting out the vibes into the universe. Yeah. People make fun of me. Law of attraction is like, well, look at what I have. Look at where you're at in life. Right? You're putting out all these bad vibes out there, and you know what ends up happening? They end up taking advantage of you. Versus when you are actually doing a lot more interviews, you're feeling a lot more confident, and you're opening yourself up. The other thing that I also really truly believe in is this. The more you give other scenarios a chance, the more it just seems like the universe gives you a chance. It's like if you take a look at a job and you're reading at face value, what you're attracting is people just looking at you, judging you by your resume. And you might not believe it, but I think you're more than a piece of paper. I think you're more than 1 or 2 pages on a Word document or a Google Doc, right? So don't do that to yourself, because the more interviews that you're doing, the more, like, if you're interviewing, you got to understand interviewing is a skill. And a lot of people, they just don't have their warm-up, ramp-up time. They go in there, they haven't interviewed in like 3 years yet, versus somebody that's just been a lot more active recently who's going to take the job. This is why our people are getting the jobs at top-tier level companies for above market rates. Because why? They're coming off polished, sounding clean, feeling fun, okay? And you know what that's doing? That's signaling to people, let's give them a freaking offer. So stop holding back. First 90 days of the year, we are doing a 90-day challenge. I'm hosting up a live. I'm giving you guys all the tips. Hottest companies to go out there and work at. Resume templates, LinkedIn message templates, Loom video templates, assigning teams and team leaders. Come and meet some friends. Everything's in school. See you in school. Don't be late to school. The school link is in the description. But I'm leaving nobody behind. I'm trying to get everybody a product manager job, as many people as I can by Valentine's Day. So that, don't you guys want to go to Valentine's Day feeling good? Okay? Let's go to Valentine's Day feeling good. Let's get it. Let's really get it. Let's go to Valentine's Day feeling good. The next batch, March 28th. I chose March 28th because I don't know why. I guess my people love that, the number 8. But like, I want to get everybody rally into a job. There's only three buckets of people here, right? You can either watch what I'm saying right now. You think I'm completely full of shit. And that's totally fine. You want to be angry, stay angry. You agree with me, but you got to go out there and think about it and keep thinking about it. Somebody that's going to take your job. Or you agree with me and you still don't know how to go out there and take action. You're not going to figure this thing out on yourself. Come in here, meet some friends, get a community. Let's get you freaking out of here. Because 2024 flew by for you guys, just like how you're like complaining that the market's bad, but how many of you guys are actually really applying? It's lunchtime before you know it, and then it's dinner time before you know it. You don't want to go ahead and do that to yourself. Let's get you out of here ASAP, Rocky. See you in school. Don't be late to school.